There is so much going on, especially over in the EU with the CBDC. This is absolutely massive. The propaganda that's coming out around this. I want to talk about this legend, this goat of a man. There's a lot coming up. It's going to be pretty serious. We'll get through it pretty quickly today. Just want to say today is my wife, my anniversary. To shout out to the beautiful woman that makes all this possible, that supported me through thick and thin for the last few years. My darling, I love you. For everyone watching, thanks for tuning in. Let's get straight into the numbers here. Block height 809,337, 7 a.m. on the dot. Have been going live a little bit later, just in recovery at the moment. I'm coming along very well, so I appreciate everyone reaching out lately. Progress to the next halving, 85%. 30,663 blocks. Sats per dollar, 3,801. This is good. This is going up. Exchange rate, 26,310. Get through this really quickly. Total market cap is down a little bit. Now, the reason I brought this up, and I actually want to bring your attention to Ethereum of all things. We'll talk about the shitcoin in a second, but Ethereum is up 0.02% while Bitcoin's down 0.03%. Good day buying Bitcoin, but just remember that Ethereum is up today. We'll get into that and you're going to have a good laugh. Anyway, in regards to Bitcoin at the moment, 26,000, that's not actually the price there. I want to show you the low because this is pretty important in the last 24 hours. If we can get it here. I've zoomed in a little bit too much. Sorry. Anyway, so the low in the last 24 hours is $26,023. The reason why that's so important is it is holding just above $26,000. It's been doing that really well. Even if it drops below for a little bit, but bounces back up and comes back up pretty quickly, it's all good. Hey, Luna. I've got a cute little puppy dog who keeps jumping in and out and making noise. Anyway, if she comes in, I'll bring her up and she can host the rest of the show for us. So we want to hold it above 26,000. If we go lower, we're going to jump into that. It could go much lower in the short term. I don't think that's very likely, even though everyone is screaming that it is fairly likely that we're going to $22,000. We'll get into that. Last 24 hours, a high of 26,528. So a $500 move, just another day. Tuesday here in Australia, Monday in America. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, they're all pretty bad, slow days in Australia, which must mean Sunday, Monday over, well, Saturday, Sunday, Monday over in the States. Yeah, that's how that lines up. You can see red all over the chart, Ethereum down less than Bitcoin. This chart hasn't been updated since I opened it up. Anyway, we're going to go into control. And there's a lot of things that all tie together here with CBDCs. We're going to get into Australia with cash, Nigeria, and then we're going to get into Russell Brand. So bear with me. This may trigger a few people, but have an open mind because it's important. We don't want to eat the bugs. We want to study Bitcoin. We want to read the books. We're here for freedom. And we may not agree with everything, but we should be open-minded and let the law work itself out. We can't judge first. It's like saying somebody's guilty throwing a stone without knowing whether they have or haven't. Anyway, this is crazy. This is propaganda at its finest. It's going to ramp up more and more and get worse and worse. Digital euro at least 2 years away. The ECB Lagarde says the European Central Bank said she wanted to address conspiracy theories, quote unquote. I think over the last couple of years, we've found out that conspiracy theories are only a conspiracy theory for the first 6 months, and then after that, they turn out to be fact. Anyway, keep that in mind. ECB Lagarde says the European Central Bank wants to address the CBDCs and government snooping. She's intent. She looks almost like a headmaster, hey? Not someone you want to mess with. So digital euro is at least 2 years away. Okay, at least 2 years away. 2 years is going to happen pretty quickly. Remember 2020? That felt like the blink of an eye. So she told lawmakers on Monday, and we've got a couple of things. It's not until later in October that the ECB Governing Council will decide whether we can move ahead with more piloting of the project. Australia, October, CBDCs. It's funny how these things line up. The pilot will probably take us another 2 years at least before it's the final say. Okay, so another 2 years, that's 2025. The agenda is 2030. So whether it comes out in 2 years or 7 years, they don't care. They're here to enslave humanity for the next 10,000 years. We have this chance now. We've got at least 2 years by the looks of it to stack, to chill. I bring this up. This is not financial advice, but this is a fucking call to action to please study Bitcoin, do whatever you can to get off zero, get at least one. If you're watching this, it may be bloody hard, but please just get one. That's all you need to do. Do everything you possibly can just to get one Bitcoin. Anyway, if we can address all the conspiracy theories that abound about this, as if Big Brother was going to suddenly determine what you buy, when you buy it, and how restricted it should be, then I think it would be characterized as a success. What the actual codswallop? Now, if this is not in quotations, so let's read what's in quotations. We can address all the conspiracy theories that abound about this. As if Big Brother was going to suddenly determine what you buy, when you buy it, and how restricted it should be, then I think it would be characterized as a success. The way that they've written that is very ambiguous, and it sounds like they're saying that that will not happen, and that's the image that they're trying to bring across. But that's not what the words read. As if Big Brother was going to suddenly determine what you buy. They may not suddenly determine what you buy or when you buy it. Maybe not suddenly, but it happens slowly at first, then suddenly. Now, Lagarde said, adding that the digital euro will need to offer privacy without full anonymity and be user-friendly, free, and universal. Now, these are a couple of interesting phrases here. Offer privacy, of course, it's what we get out of cash. They're taking away cash. We're going to jump in here. Australia's just removed $1 billion out of circulation. But without full anonymity, oh, you can see the word there. Anonymous with itty on the end. That's the word that I'm trying to say. And be user-friendly, free, and universal. Please, somebody in the comments below, let me know what they mean by free. Why would it be free? Are now we going in to not only CBDCs, but everyone just get paid? So we get to sit at home, we get a check, we get to eat the bugs. We've got enough money to be able to eat the bugs with our free bug money. And universal. Universal, fucking who wants a CBDC? So we're going to get into that shortly. How do you check all the major privacy concerns if you ask for transaction holding limits and identification within the consensus of total traceability? German centrist lawmaker Nicola Beer asked Lagarde on Monday. Go the Germans. Referring to ECB plans intended. Actually, what I want to say, and I put this in a comment somewhere, they used to describe themselves as a white male before they came out and doxed themselves, and they're not. And who actually gives a fuck? White, black, brown, purple, pink, blue, whatever, there is one race, and that's the human race. And it's not us versus them. It's us collectively doing what we can for our freedom. It's a fight within good and evil. Don't get fucking distracted between red versus blue or whatever. You may disagree with your neighbor, that's fine, but ultimately we need to work together because we have this opportunity now. Maybe we only have 2 years to be able to stack, to be able to chill, to be able to educate. This is actually very important where we are. And people just think this is an investment, that it's something about getting rich quick. We're so fucking spoiled here in the West. It's not funny anymore. We need to start taking this really seriously. Really, really seriously. So we're going to keep going. Referring to the ECB plans intended to curb money laundering and stop large Cbdc holdings from upending the commercial banking system. Will this not hinder the acceptance of the digital euro? Okay, so then we go over to Australia. Australian News Service 9 News reports on the strongest sign yet that Australia is headed towards a total cashless society. The number of notes in circulation officially declining for the first time since dollars and cents were introduced in 1966. Just give me a moment. I just need to stretch my back, and then I'll keep going. Thanks so much, everyone, for bearing with me the last week. It's been fun. It's been interesting. A lot of growth and what the body goes through. Anyway, a lot of steak, a lot of eggs have been helping me, and a hell of a lot of stretches is obviously the number one thing with backs. So, sorry, thank you. According to data from the Reserve Bank of Australia, more than $1 billion worth of physical cash disappeared from circulation in the last financial year, a shift that's likely to make life more difficult for the elderly and for those in the regions. Authorities say less cash will also hurt the nation's criminals who rely heavily on its use, making it harder for them to make transactions undetected. It always comes down to criminals, money laundering, save the children, gun laws, whatever it is. It's about protecting people, removing the criminals out of there. Yes and no. That's crazy. Obviously, dollars are used a lot for money laundering, but criminals are enterprising. They are entrepreneurs in their own way. They just choose to do it by their own rules. They're going to find something else. And maybe that's where the person that always hits me up about Monero wins at the end of the day. Maybe they use that. I fucking doubt it. They'll just use coin join techniques if need be, but let's not tie that into this conversation here. In regards to CBDCs, how to say it nicely, they're not good, they're evil, they're forced, they're not chosen. So this is in regards to Nigeria. Late last year, the Nigerian government caused a cash shortage for the country's 200 million citizens that led to protest, riots and unrest. So they caused a cash shortage. We're seeing this in Australia. They're removing billions of dollars out of circulation. It's happening. You don't think it can happen in your country? Think again. Since then, the Central Bank of Nigeria proudly announced that the adoption of the e-Naira, Nigeria's central bank digital currency, has increased 12-fold from 0.5% to 6% of the population. But whether an adoption rate of 6% is a success can be debated, but there should be no misunderstanding that the e-Naira was not adopted by choice. It was forced upon people. The choice that we have is top down to be able to buy Bitcoin. If you're not ready to buy Bitcoin, fucking study Bitcoin. I know I'm getting irate here, but it is so important. Please tell your friends and your family. Honestly, this book, B is for Bitcoin, DASB, there's probably a link below to Amazon or whatever. Jump on Looking Glass Education, wherever you buy it. I don't know, copy it, steal it, whatever. Just get as much bloody Bitcoin information into your head. Actually support the author. But anyway, I'm all for people just orange pilling as many people as they possibly can. So, not by choice. At best, it gained adoption due to desperation in the wake of the cash shortage that the government created. Governor Emma Field, I know I said that wrong, Emma File, sorry. Okay, my ignorance here in the West, I apologize, that's on me, has been clear that the destination, as far as I'm concerned, is to achieve a 100% cashless economy in Nigeria. Wow. I don't think it can happen to you. Think again. Maybe it doesn't, but please, ladies and gentlemen, just be prepared. It's not hard. Just stack one Bitcoin. This is important. This is imperative. You have the opportunity. You've had years and years to be able to do this. If you're getting into Bitcoin now, Bitcoin's more than 50% off its all-time high. It's still a bloody good opportunity. We're going to jump in to Michael Saylor, and there's such a great video, a clip that Simply Bitcoin played yesterday of him and said, people are always trolling me for buying at the top. They said, every year I'm going to buy at the top, but they forget that I was buying at under $10,000. But he doesn't give a fuck what the price is. He's just going to keep buying and buying and buying and buying. And if he can do it, somebody that is so smart, that was ahead of the mobile phone revolution, if he can do it, and he's doing it, and he's buying it all the time high, and you think Bitcoin's expensive now, at, what are we looking at, like $26,000, $26,312. Just wait another 4 years, another 8 years, 12 years. What happens when 2030 comes around and we are on a CBDC standard globally and people are eating the bugs? You want to have one Bitcoin at least. And then when you get one, you want more. Anyway, please, I just urge everyone to get off zero, get one, do whatever you can to get one or as close to one. It's important. It's really actually very important. Russell Brand, please follow this guy on Rumble. I have loaded all my stuff onto Rumble as well. The user interface, obviously it's going to get better. I don't know why they just didn't copy and paste YouTube's. YouTube's works well. It's beautiful. You know, I love YouTube. It's nice to be able to have these backups. What Rumble's doing for Russell Brand is absolutely amazing. It's really good, very important. Couple of things that I say, we be in silence. The battle for free speech streaming now on Rumble. This video here is great. He's put out a couple of zingers lately. This is happening. Absolutely insane. Follow this man. He was a playboy back in the day. And what has come out, we've seen this playbook happen again and again. It happened recently with the man's man, with the GOAT, with the fighter. You know who I'm talking about. I stand beside these gentlemen. If they're guilty, that's what a court of law is for. We have that. We can't take away their livelihoods. That is bullshit. That's why we need to opt out and choose the money that we use, the strongest, hardest money of all time, which is Bitcoin. Now, Russell Brand, follow him. He's a good man. He's a GOAT. He's woken up a lot of people. He is clearly very awake. Did he have fun in his youth? Fuck yeah, he's a fucking rock star. He was a movie star. Probably didn't do anything that any young man wouldn't have done. He's been very open, very clear, very honest about it. But why are these allegations coming out 15, 20 years later? Because of what he's saying? Free speech? Yeah, free speech. We'll see. Now, let's talk about this. Huobi got global hack, $7.9 million. A very, very good reminder. I keep reminding people, please just take your Bitcoin off the exchange. If you're into shitcoins, take your shitcoins off the exchange. If you buy them, you've invested your money and you can buy whatever you want. I'm all for it. Just know there's something different. Bitcoin's the revolution. Crypto's the casino. And sure, go ahead, make some money. I've been there, done that, and it worked out very well. For most people, it won't, but it's all good. Do that. But please just take your coins off the exchange. It's absolutely imperative. And there's a couple of ways. Saylor, that video will be coming out soon, but you get a giant Thor hammer. You punch them into these discs, all stainless steel. The reason why I like this so much, it's a shame. Oh yeah, the photo. Let's bring up this photo. I just want to show you here. Like it literally comes with a giant hammer. And here, so it's precision, like you just twist it and it's precision laid out so you don't overlap. You get all this stuff in here. The thing with it here, does my mouse show up? Yeah, here. With this tube, this one gives you a second backup as well. There's a link so you get a discount below. You can use that or not use it. I actually don't care. But this is a really good thing. And the reason why I like it so much is the stainless steel is all exactly the same. So if you were to bury it, put it in a glass jar full of grease and then cover it in concrete or whatever, it's not going to react or corrode with different types of metal. Like, it's not called electrolysis, but something similar to that happens with steel when it's underground. So if you're on an exchange or you need another cold storage option, Saylor is absolutely really good. If that's too expensive, this one here, I keep bringing it up, is $6 from Amazon. Buy 3, you can put on 24 words and it's super easy. What you need to do here, well, you don't need to do anything, ladies and gentlemen, but with it, there's 24 words. If you put the top 8 words and the top bottom words on one plate, on the second plate, the top 8, and then the second 8, and then on the third plate, the bottom 8, and then the last 16 words, and then you separate those into different countries or different locations, then you need 2 out of 3 together to be able to bring them forward. That'll cost you $18. The Saylor is better. be careful with this. It's not the greatest grade of stainless steel. It's probably adequate if you wrap it in grease or something. First, just be careful, especially as you do get one Bitcoin, you hold it for 5-10 years. Could be $1 million right there with one Bitcoin. It will be inevitably. So just be careful with that. There's links below, or with Seedor as well. Whatever you need to do, put it on steel. Don't put it on paper, please. And when I talk to the founder of Seedor, we talk about this as best and everything. So anyway, do that. Please just get your money off exchanges, because they get hacked. And when they get hacked, everyone else misses out. So Vitalik, the latest and greatest. And this is why I brought up this chart earlier, because Ethereum's up and this clown is sending 400 ETH worth 600K to Coinbase. But that's not all. Wallet associated with ETH co-founder Vitalik was flagged, sending 400 ETH worth around 600,000 to Coinbase. He can do whatever he wants. It's his Ethereum. It's his money. It's his choice. But this is like Satoshi, just sending money month after month after month after month after month. There's something fundamentally flawed with this system here. So we'll get into it. Blockchain sleuths have flagged several Ether transactions from a wallet associated with Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin in September 2023, totaling over 3.9 million. Insane. So according to Spot on Chain, Buterin's most recent transaction is the latest in a spate of ETH deposits to centralized exchanges over the past 10 days. The blockchain analytics firm estimates Buterin has deposited an estimated 2,421. It would have been nice if it was 2,420. Anyway, that's my immaturity. This is 3.94 million from September 15 onwards in the last 11 days. Like, fuck, Jesus, guys, ladies and gentlemen. This is now in a bear market. They just don't care. They're just going to keep dumping on everyone. Be aware of that. Now, Bitcoin price, we had a look at it earlier. It is holding above 26,000 just. It's hanging on there, $26,023 in the last 24 hours. US dollar hits a 10-month high. Ouch. And I've never really cared about it. Like, it just fluctuates. It is what it is, but it'll be going to the States in a few weeks. The higher the dollar is, the worse it is converting money over. Anyway, it is what it is. That's, I don't know, it's no real big deal. Anyway, Bitcoin faces the highest levels in the US dollar index 23 so far as Bitcoin price action wobbles. Have you seen that song? What is it, like wobble, 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 wobble? I'll try find it. I don't know if it's an appropriate song or not. Might be about bubble butts or something. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's like going back 5-10 years. Anyway, if anyone knows, drop it in the comments below. I can't remember what the hell that song was about, but that's when I hear the word wobble, that's what comes into my head. Anyway, Bitcoin hugged 26,000 at September 24 Wall Street Open as a weekly close nosedive brought lasting consequences. Bang. Anyway, we'll get into the DYDX. If true, Bitcoin risks fall into the 20,000 range they added. Yeah, I doubt it. Anyway, but if it does happen, cheap sats, hey, like we'll get back up to more than 4,000 Satoshis per US dollar. So if it's a red day and that happens, make the most of it. And that's going to give you a great opportunity to get to that one Bitcoin if you haven't already. That's the mission. And that's the logo of the channel now. Get to one. Please just get to one. I've got British Hodl coming on tomorrow as well. We're going to be recording a podcast. That's one thing that he keeps saying as well. Has 3 rules. Hilarious, but I won't butcher them because they're so good. Anyway, DYDX surges to new 2023 highs. Insanity. Like, they print more money in the last couple of years, and the dollar's stronger than, like, the dollar's strong. Okay, like, there's this. What was it, Foss? When I was interviewing Greg Foss, and he's like, the markets can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. And he said that, and you're like, yeah, fuck, they can, which is insane. Anyway, macro markets, meanwhile, open to another potential headwind for Bitcoin and crypto. Unrelenting strong US dollar. Unrelenting. It's not what we want to be relentless. The US dollar index can actually, you know, truth be told, the US dollar is used for a lot of remittances. It's good for a lot of people around the world. We don't want the US dollar to crash suddenly, like it's crashing all by itself. We're aware of this, that's happening. But the slower it happens, the softer the landing and the longer the opportunity for our friends, our family to be able to get into Bitcoin, for us to be able to educate, to be able to inspire, to be able to lead, to be able to be there, to be able to be present when they have questions, to be able to ask, to give them the books, Beers for Bitcoin, and maybe start them on Beers for Bitcoin before you give them the Bitcoin Standard. They need to read both books, and then they need to get onto all the Safety and Jeff Booth's books and every single book out there. But maybe start them with this book. It's a very simple, easy, laid out book. And I interviewed the author. Check that out. Very laid back Australian. He's got a huge, big beard, and he plays a sick guitar, finger picking, the greatest song in the world. There's a tribute, the tribute. He plays that anyway. That's out on YouTube. Find that. Daz Beer. Anyway, the US dollar index continued its March high, hitting 106.1, its highest since November 2022. Since hitting 15-month lows in July, the DYDX has climbed 6.5%, displaying strength which historically has tampered risk assets and crypto market performance. Now, the GOAT, the absolute GOAT, like he's insane. Michael Saylor is a phenomenal man. I know this is the weirdest bloody live stream. You've been doing so good to be able to put up with me. It's been interesting. Backs look after you back. MicroStrategy buys 147 million worth of Bitcoin, now holds 158,000 K worth of Bitcoin. We've lost so many Bitcoin. People have lost wallets. So he may own 1% of the supply now. Michael Saylor, you're a goat. Well done. And we're going to get into it. What a fucking goat. I love Michael Saylor. I got a bromance for sure. He is the goat. What a guy. So clear, so articulate. Can't wait to sit down and have a conversation with him. Anyway, I'm leaving that receipt here. MicroStrategy bought the latest Bitcoin stash, an average price of $27,053 per coin, or 9% lower than the average purchase price of its entire Bitcoin position. MicroStrategy is sending a bullish signal, the bat signal to the market by announcing the acquisition of another big stash of cryptocurrency. Michael Saylor, co-founder and executive chair at MicroStrategy, took to X on September 25th to announce 5,445 Bitcoin purchased by the firm. The coins were bought for $147.3 million in cash, average price of $27,053 per Bitcoin. Couple of things I want to say there. If you're lurking in the comments, say hi. If you wouldn't mind sharing or giving a like, helps out tremendously. G'day, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Let us know whereabouts in the world you are watching from. I appreciate the lurk and always appreciate when you say hi. So isn't that crazy? 158,245 Bitcoin acquired, roughly 29,582 per coin, inclusive of fees, expenses, the filing notes. The aggregate purchase price for MicroStrategy's total Bitcoin holdings amounts to $4.68 billion. The conviction of this gentleman, what a legend. What a guy. And there's one more thing that I wanted to say there. Oh, yes, if you're a very high net worth individual, the Bitcoin advisor, this is not for everyone, but if you need help with collaborative custody, Bitcoin estate planning, Bitcoin education, reach out to the Bitcoin advisor. I've put their links below. I've interviewed the team, Peter Dunworth, calling for a $7 billion Bitcoin. It's a hypothetical situation, but it's the math behind it, how well he articulates it. You can watch that video, or you can see him on Peter McCormack's there. I've interviewed his brother. I've also interviewed Andy there. If you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, reach out to them. Anyway, have a very, very beautiful day. Actually, I'll show you this really quickly because we're just about to jump on and do a recording. I'll go to X. Paul Keating, not the Australian Prime Minister. let's give me a sec. This dude's the goat, and I'll just anyway. I'll bring this up. Yeah, so I'm just about to interview this guy. He does some really cool stuff. I won't jump into it too much, but really using Bitcoin as a source of payment, using Bitcoin for its use case. And he talks about it so well anyway. That's going to be pretty exciting. This is the video that I saw. No shoes, no shirt, and he still gets service but gives service. Anyway, we're going to get into that. Guy is absolutely wild. Please follow him, Paul Keating, as well. How about I repost that video there? I'm at Sean Clark 911. I'll repost. Give this guy a follow. Absolutely cool what he's doing in the world. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you tomorrow. Look after your back. Shout out to my beautiful wife, to all the lovers out there. And if you're single, hustle hard, get everything in order, and at the right time, the right person will come across to you. Just live with integrity. Anyway, have a beautiful day. Nice philosophical. I know we went deep into CbdCs. I'm fucking scared. I think everybody, I'm not actually, personally, I'm not, because I'm a Bitcoin, but I'm scared and afraid for everyone that doesn't. So please get off zero. Do everything you can to be able to orange pill as many people as you can. If they're too old and they don't get it and you can't explain it, get them onto gold. We don't need to shit over gold. It's worked for thousands of years. It's not as good in the digital revolution, but everyone needs something. Everyone should be using Bitcoin. If it's a little bit hard for someone that's 90 years old, get them onto gold. Salam, my brother. Peace. Have a beautiful day. Thanks heaps.